we start with X design sessions. And this year we have changed the mode of learning. Like we want to involve more number of schools and students to complete their product modeling using X design. So from this week onwards, we have a series of sessions on X design on every Monday and Friday. So today is the first session where we will start with the sketching part in X design. Before I go into the details, I will start showing you different things in X design. I want 100% involvement of all students and teachers for this session. I'm going to start the session at a medium pace or a slow pace so that everybody will catch what's going on the screen. And in between, I will give you some hands-on challenges so that you can practice on your own on your screen. So if I ask you something, you can answer me back using question and answer panel. I think that is the only panel that through which I think we can interact at the moment. All right. So before starting with the session, uh, let's start the session. And first of all, I would like to introduce about myself. So I am Sagar Sutar, currently working as a SolidWorks training specialist at Dassault System. I have almost 10 plus years of experience in CAD and CAE. CAD is like computer aided drawing, where we create parts and models using various CAD software, CAD tools. Like SolidWorks is one of the tool. XDesign is similar tool, but it is available on web. Then another area of expertise is CAE, that is computer aided engineering. So my dear friends, students, teachers, when you create a part, whether it is created in XDesign or whether it is created in any other tool, you want to test that part. Let us say you design a mobile and you will do its uh, drop test. If it falls from a certain height, whether it is getting damaged or not, whether it is sustaining that damage, is it safe? Is it safe if it drop from a particular height? So that kind of analysis comes under computer aided engineering. So I have 10 plus years of experience in computer aided drawing and computer aided engineering. So what is the purpose of this session? Well, in the through these sessions or through series of sessions, and after completing these sessions, we will be posting various challenges on our community where you will practice those challenges. You will complete those challenges. Through that, you will master in X design, so that every school, they will be working on their project, they will be having their own dream product, and they will be creating the CAD model of that product. So what is the purpose of this session? To help you master in X design. All right. And you can note down my email ID. It's a team of 10 members. We will be covering the series of sessions. Some of the sessions I will conduct, few sessions my other teammates will conduct. And apart from that, we will be supporting you on X design queries for your product. Let's start with the first session. The first part is all about myself. Now, what is the agenda for the today's session? The first thing is we want to get started with X design. So most of you have attended the session conducted by Kundlik 2 or 3 weeks back, through which he onboarded all of you on 3D Experience platform, and he have mentioned in the video that we have sent the invitation for every school, every teacher, every student who are the part of this program, and they have received that invitation email. Once you click on the invitation email link, you can log into the 3D Experience platform. So the first necessary step to get started with XDesign, that you must have 3D Experience login ID. I have seen in the chat panel that some of the schools, some of the students or teachers are still facing issues that they might have not received the email or they are getting error while logging to the platform. In that case, you can drop an email to me also, or you can drop an email to Kundalik also. One school, one email for particular for school. Don't drop email for each student. That will be bunch of emails in his inbox. I don't want that. So let us say for your school, 2 or 3 students have a problem. Check for each student and teacher, and then drop a single email with all the details so that it will be easy to track and follow up. So we will start with introduction to X design in this session. Then we will learn how what is sketch environment in X design, how you can create the sketch. Then while creating the sketch, you will need some tools. Like when you want to create a sketch, you need pencil, you need points, you need lines, you need rectangle, triangle, that kind of geometries to create the sketch. So we will see how you can utilize those tools. Apart from that, how you can apply constraints. Constraints is like applying geometrical relationship. Then we will see how we can add dimensions, sketch relations, construction geometry. There is a construction geometry that is like a reference line. You can just take a look at it, and when we will start with the X design, I will explain everything in detail. Then what are the best practices while you sketch something in X design? And we will start with we will cover 5 hands-on challenge in this session. We will do the recap, and I will give you some tasks or challenges on the community for this week. And on Friday, we will have another next session, that is advanced sketching. For X design, it's a web-based application. So you don't need to install or download something on your machine or system. And it is just a cloud-based application. The first and most important thing is you need to log in to 3D experience platform. Those who are not able to log in, you have to connect back with us. When you log into the 3D experience platform, you will see this kind of screen. And on the left, you most of you have seen this kind of screen. So I will just quickly walk you through these different options what are there. What you see on my screen is a 3D experience platform. Here is your login detail. Here is your notification. If anything anything is shared with you, or any added on your screen on shared on 3D experience platform, you will get the notification for it. Then on the right side, you will see the content section, then the swim community section. You can and what you see here is the dashboard. So Kundlink have already onboarded you on 3D experience platform, and you can refer the recording of that session, those who have not attended. And those who have attended already know that when you log into the platform, this screen is called as a dashboard, where we have different tab: welcome tab, X design tab, your communities tab, and the collaboration tab. So when you click on X design, so this X design page will open. Then there is a communities tab where various communities are there. For example, if I click here, this is the community for all the teachers and all the schools. So it is a common community for all the schools. And then there is a specific community for your school only. So you will see those community, and you have to start sharing your ideas, or uh, if you have this if you have conducted any meeting or discussions, you can share that on your personal community, school community. And this is a common community for all the teachers and students, where we post if anything from our side, any recording or any learning content, a or other deadlines. So you must follow the communities for this. Then the second tab, which is of our interest, that is X design. So see, one way to access X design is to log into the platform, search for the dashboard. See, if you click on this drop down, you can see the different dashboards. So for your school also there will be one dashboard. Click there and go to X design section where you can start working on X design. That is one way to launch X design. Those who do not have this way, they can access X design in another way also. I will show you that also. Another way is click on this compass and you can see 3D designer for education. That is the role that is provided for you. So you can click on that role. Once you click on the role, you will see various apps inside the role. And as you can see, there is the X design app. Just click on it and the X design will launch. So this is your X design window. From here, we were able to launch X design. Once it is launched, you can click on this pin icon that will pin the app to your dashboard. For example, here is you can see various dashboard names. So let us say if it is of my first dashboard and I can add it there. So as you can see in the dashboard list, there is a my first dashboard, and in that, in this getting started section tab, the X design app is pinned. And now I can access X design anytime, or there is a by default dashboard where X design is already added. You can start it from here also. So now we will see how you can create a part in X design. All right. See, whatever your dream product is there, it will have n number of parts, maybe one part, two part, three part, and directly going for manufacturing will be costlier. So instead of doing that, what industries do, they create a model using CAD softwares. They try to do some engineering analysis or testing in the virtual environment. If everything looks okay in the virtual environment, they go for prototyping. Once that prototype works okay, they go for actual manufacturing. This way, it saves time, cost, and so many things. And that's why to get you aware how you can create your model in virtual environment, X Design is the app that is provided for you. All right. So once you click on create, it is giving you one new component dialog box. Like app is asking you what should be the name of your product. I will write sample underscore part underscore 01. And see, for location, since I'm a trainer, I'm conducting the sessions, I will have access to n number of schools collaborative space. But for your school, there will be only one collaborative space for you. In this case, I will select, for now, I will select this Dr. Kalmadi Shamarao High School. In your case, you can select your school, and if you want, you can bookmark. Bookmarking is like next time when you want to open, it will be very easy to find that part, because currently we have only one part. But when you are working on your product, there will be a number of parts. That time bookmark will be helpful. But for now, I'm not creating any bookmark. I'm just naming the part and specifying the location where the part will be saved. That is a collaborative space or a 3D space where all your parts will be saved on the cloud. All right. So when I click OK, the part gets saved. And as you see, we have just created a new part, but we have not added anything. No sketch, no 3D part or 3D functionalities. It is just a simple part file we created. All of you following up to this? You don't need to create a collaborative space. Every school will have their own collaborative space. So one of the student faced a problem that while creating a new part, he or she was not able to find the collaborative space. Okay, I will note this issue. Don't worry. Let's move ahead. All right. So once Once you create a new part, you will see this environment where you have on the left side. So let us start with terminologies about XDesign. This is what we created a new part. Now we will see what are the different terminologies. So what you see here, this entire area, that is called as a graphics area. All right. Three planes you can see: plane 1, plane 2, plane 3. So we have three planes, three standard planes from through which you can start creating your sketching. On the left side, you will see the name of the part and some few things. This left pane is called as a design manager. On the right side, you can see the chair like icon. This is like you, if you want, you can access the different views of your part. Then if you want to move to isometric or a trimetric view, you can use this option. There are few other options. I will explore more when we create some part. Okay, at the bottom, you can see various tabs. There is a standard tab. You can create a new part. You can, if you created a new part, you can open it. If you want to close the X design, there is a close option. If you want to save the part, there is a save option. There is a save as option. You want to save the same part with different name, or you want to duplicate it. So these are the four options that we will most oftenly require. Then there is a sketching tab. This is the standard tab that you want to create a new part or save a new part or close it. And the second tab is the sketching tab. Now, as you can see, this standard tab is already, some of the commands from the standard tab are there. I don't want that while accessing the sketching tab. So I will click on this. There is a blue color pin is there. I will just double click there. So now if I go to sketch, you will see only the commands which are there for sketch tab. Those are available here. Now we will start with few fundamental things. You will answer in the question and answer section. What is the smallest geometrical entity which do not have any edges or any dimensions? Can you tell me what is the smallest dimensionless entity? Thank you. Most of you have answered dot or point. That is correct. So as you know, I will start with the sketch. As you mentioned, most of you mentioned correctly, point is the smallest dimensionless entity which do not have any edges or any dimension. Right. So now, my friends, when you have a point, then the next geometrical entity, what it will be? When you have a set of points in a straight path, what do you call it? Let us say there is a one point, there is another point, there is another point, there is another point, there is another n number of points, and they are just near to one another. What do we call? Correct. Line. So are you getting my point? Like we create point once we so there is a tool to create a point. Then the next entity that we need is a line. You can draw it. As you can see, here is a line command. If I click on line command, the command gets activated and it will ask you line. As you can see, it has two endpoints. The first is the starting point and the second is the end point. That's it. If I press escape key, the command will get cancelled. So the line is drawn and the command is now deactivated. Okay, are you following this? So the first geometrical entity, that is point, how you can create it using this point command, which is there under sketch tab. Just select it or activate the command and click on the graphics area. The points gets created. Now you want to deactivate the command, you can press escape key. There are various CAD tools, and to align with those CAD tools, we have various mouse gestures. In my case, what I'm using, if I click on my profile, I will go to preferences, and inside the preferences, you can see the mouse control. So I am using SolidWorks as my mouse control. You have other mouse control also, but I'm comfortable with SolidWorks mouse control. So I have selected SolidWorks as my mouse control setting. So what are the like we created the sketch, we created the line. Let us say I want to zoom in and uh, zoom out and zoom in. So as you can see, the screen is zooming in and zooming out. So the middle mouse button, if I scroll in and scroll out, it is going to zoom in and zoom out. Then the second thing, like I want to move my move this graphics area. So if I press the middle mouse button, uh, sorry, if I want to rotate, if I press the middle mouse button and if I move my cursor, move my mouse, the sketch is rotating, or you can rotate the part. Now you can see the sketch is not aligned properly. So what I can just do, I can select this area, and you can see how this sketch is now aligned properly perpendicular to my view, and I can, or it's like orthographic view. Are you getting my point? So these are the some settings of the mouse. I have shown you a couple of things, that is zooming in, zooming out, how to rotate the sketch using SolidWorks mouse control setting. Then if I press Control key and middle mouse button, I can slide, I can move in the graphics area, vertical and horizontal. What is the setting? Press Control key and middle mouse button. You can pan in the graphics area. All right. These are the very important mouse controls that you will be requiring while creating your sketch. We created the point, we created the line. Now you know the third geometric, like this is point is a dimensionless, line is a 1D entity. Now the first 2D entity, uh, that is triangle. How you can create it? Just use the line command. We have already created one line. You can, as I hover over the this line, you can see there is a pink or purple color, pink color square is appearing, which is showing that do you want me to start with this point? And I'm okay because I want to start with this point. Then I will click here. The line is completed. Still line command is active. I will just go ahead and select this point, and now I'm able to create the triangle. Yeah, what you should save your setting. So here what we created is the triangle. Some I will demonstrate you once again. Go to the line section, line command, click it. The command is activated. In the graphics area, the line command, as you know, it will require two endpoints. This is the starting point. This is your end point. The line is completed. Since I want to draw a rectangle, I will add another endpoint and another endpoint. And if I press escape key, the command is deactivated and the triangle is created here. First, we learn about point command. Second is a line command. Then the third command is drawing a rectangle and parallelogram. So there are various um, ways to create a rectangle. So we have four ways through which we can create a rectangle. I will demonstrate you first method, that is a normal rectangle. If I click on rectangle, as you can see, there are two dots at the diagonals. So what it means, if I select first point and move my cursor, the second point indicates the second endpoint of the diagonal, and my rectangle is created. This is very important, and I want your 100% contribution, attention. As you can see, we have created a few geometrical shapes, and as you see, all these shapes are blue in color. Let us say I don't want these things. I have created something wrong, or I don't want this sketch only. what we do in our sketchbook, we just rough the sketches, or we use rubber to remove all that sketches. In X design you can press control, and you can just press control Z to remove anything wrong in your in a wrong command. If you're activated, you can just press control Z, it will just undo the things. Or else you can just click on this cancel sketch. So when you click on cancel sketch, the sketch what I was just creating, that is gone. If you have observed, when we started with the sketch, I selected the plane, created a sketch. This was your sketch one. I created something in the graphics area, but when I hit cancel sketch, it is gone from the graphics area as well, and as well as it is from design manager tree. You have seen that whatever the sketches we created, they were just blue in color. All right. So in the agenda section, I mentioned that best practices to follow in X design. So the first best practice to follow in X design, that your sketch, all sketches should have dimensions and sketch relations so that your sketch is fully defined. I know these are some technical words. Don't worry, I will demonstrate you what do you mean by that. Let us say I created a rectangle. Now tell me what should be the dimension of this rectangle. If you are getting this back black color patch on the top, it is just a normal panel. When I press escape or control key in zoom, so forget about it and just focus on the graphics area. So what should be the dimension of this rectangle? Tell me. 5 centimeter in length and 3 centimeter in width. Okay, let's try to draw it. See, this dimension is in mm. Somebody asked me, he wants in centimeter. So I can go to centimeter section. Like this is the dimension section. There you can set the dimension. Mm, that is millimeters, centimeter, cm, m for meter, in for inches, ft for foot or feet. In this case, since they have asked me in centimeter, I know what is mm and centimeter relationship, but let us say I don't want to convert every time, because mm and inch, the relation is not that easy. So just select the unit what you want. So I have selected centimeter as unit. Now you can see there is a dimension command. This is called as a sketch dimension command. I will click on this so that it will get activated. The sketch dimension command is activated. I will move to graphics area, select this longest side and place value as 5 centimeter and the second value as 3 centimeter. Though we have given all the dimensions, as you know, rectangle just require length and width, and it should be fully defined. What do you mean by fully defined? If I move this rectangle, it should not move in the graphics area. That is in general a more technical way, that it should be geometrically dimensionally constrained in the graphics area. But as you can see, this rectangle is moving in the graphics area, which means that's why the color is blue. Okay, so we need to place it somewhere. This red and these two red lines which are intersecting, that is the origin of your sketch environment. If I click on axis, there is one origin. So this is your origin, which is the reference point for your all the dimensions. This position of the rectangle is not fixed with respect to the origin. That's why the sketch is blue in color. So we need to provide some dimensions or geometric relationships so that its position will be fixed. I will show you how you can add geometrical relations. See, I'm selecting the point, pressing control key. I'm selecting another point and I'm releasing the control key. And I will have coincident, vertical, horizontal, various types of relations. Most common relation that you will be using is a coincident relation. As you know, once I click coincident, the 2 points are coinciding. And now the rectangle is black in color. What does it mean? It is fully defined. If I try to remove it, it is not moving. Understood? So the first thing you should remember, or that is your first point, a checkpoint, that when you create a sketch, make sure it is fully defined. Make sure it has proper dimensions. Make sure geometric relations are properly added. This is like one step. Once you finish with step one, there is a second step. You finish with the second step, you have to create the third step. One step above the second, above the third, and it has a cascade effect. If there is a problem in sketch one, that problem will go till the bottom. Every step will have that problem. So for every sketch, for every step, make sure your sketch is properly defined, fully defined. Vaibhav, yes, we have to ultimately using sketch, we will be creating parts and then we will be assembling those parts. And this is what I'm going to walk you through everything. If you are seeing this black patch on the top, just don't worry about it. Um, it is a zoom panel is there, and that's why you are not able to see that panel. It is just appearing as a black patch. Nothing wrong. There is nothing wrong in XDesign 3D Experience platform, nor on my laptop. That is just a black patch because of zoom panel. So forget about it. Focus on graphics area, what I am doing. All right. So we have created this geometry. This is rectangle. Very good. Which plane should be used to draw a sketch? Well, my friends, there are three planes. All are perpendicular to each other. You can start with whichever plane you want. There is a no compulsion, no restriction. All right, any plane you can start for sketching. All right, so we have created the rectangle here. Now, I will just demonstrate how to create cube from it. I will exit. I will now, since I'm okay with the sketch, I will click on accept the sketch. The moment I click on accept the sketch, see what are the changes happening in the graphics area. First thing, sketch one is created under design features, and there is a rectangular sketch in the graphics area. If I select the sketch, the same sketch is selected in the graphics area. All right. Now I want to create, this is, what do you call it? Whether it is 1D, 2D or 3D. Tell me. This sketch is a 1D, 2D or 3D entity. Very good. So this is a 2D entity. Now I will be converting that into a 3D geometry. So let us say first we created a point, then created a line, then created a sketch. Ultimately, use of what is the use of sketch? To create a 2D geometry. Once you have a 2D geometry, then you can go to feature section where you have n number of commands that will help you to create a 3D object. I will demonstrate a single command for now, that is extrude. Since I want to create a cube from it, I will click on extrude and see the software has smartly selected the sketch one as the profile. There are so many options. Don't worry. Just focus that we have selected, or the software has by default selected as a solid geometry. So whatever the part will be created, it will be a solid geometry. And now since it was a rectangle, now I'm going to extrude it by 3 centimeter. And when I click OK, it will be a 3D object and we call it as a cuboid in geometry. So we have created a cuboid using a simple rectangle. I want to add a hole exactly at the center of this cuboid, and to be precise, at the top center of the cuboid. So I will select the top face and I will create sketch. Follow what I am just observe. I will give you some challenges, and don't worry. Those who are not able to log into the 3D experience platform, don't worry. For now, just focus on my session, what I'm teaching, what I'm explaining you. I'm going at, I'm not sure whether it is okay or is it going fast, but I'm trying to, I'm making sure that it is at slow pace so that everybody will grab. See, what is my design intent? My design intent is that the circle should be at the center of this top face, and the top face again it is a rectangle. My design intent is I want to create a circle exactly at the center. And in the agenda, you remember I talked about construction lines. So here we will use construction lines. My friends, construction line, have you drawn any construction line in geometry? Class 8, class 9, class 10, somewhere in geometry you have learned construction line. So can you tell me what do you mean by construction line? Please answer. What do you mean by construction line? Line which is created by constructing it. Okay. In geometry, you might have used the construction line. In the geometry problem, there is a hidden, or the hint is there, like draw construction line parallel to this line, perpendicular to this line, and solve your geometrical problem. So the construction line is nothing but the reference line that you draw in your geometry. So here I will start with the simple line and see what things are happening in the graphics area. I will zoom in. So this, the colored rectangle, green color rectangle is our actual 3D part, and I have selected the top space so that I'm in the sketch environment. So whatever I will create, that will be on this top face. So when I select this edge, you can see there is a triangle appearing in the graphics area. So the triangle indicates it is the center of this vertical line. If I click it and draw a horizontal line, and if I end it here, it is just a simple sketched line. Now what I will do, I will select this line and you will see various options available in this dialog box. This dialog box, you can call it as a contextual menu, whatever name you want to name it, but you can say just dialog box or contextual menu. And in this context menu, you can see construction. So if I click on construction, the line is converted into the dotted line. So this dotted line is nothing but the construction line. Why I am drawing this construction line? Because I want to find the vertical and horizontal center of this rectangle. All right. Then again, I will click on the line. I will hover over this area. There will be one rectangle like symbol appearing in the graphics area, a triangle like a symbol, which indicates it is the center of this vertical edge. I will select it and move my line vertically downward, and I will zoom. You can zoom and end it here. I will press escape key so that the command gets completed and exited. I will select it and click on construction line. So now you have two construction line, one vertical, one horizontal. The intersection of these 2 points is nothing but our center point. Am I right? You tell me. You have learned geometry in your class. You tell me whether it is right or wrong. All right. So this point is our center point. Now I want to draw a circle. I want to create a hole. So what is the base geometry to create a hole? That is circle. So I will click on this circle command. There are two ways to create a circle. Either you use center and radius, that is center circle command, or 3 point circle command. I will start with the simple one because I know the center. This is my center. As you know, as I move towards the circle, it is activating that options. So if I click this, the center is fixed. And if I move somewhere in the graphics area, it is fixing my radius. Why the color of the circle is in blue? Tell me. Why the color of circle is in blue? Okay, it is still moving. It is not defined. Very good, because it is not fixed. Very nice. Radius is not defined. Very good, my dear friends. All your answers are absolutely correct. Thank you. So I will click on sketch dimension and add the dimension. You tell me, let us say 2.5 centimeter. Oh, it looks like a big one. I will 1.5 centimeter. Now, do you know this phi symbol? What is the meaning of this phi symbol? Oh yeah, it's a diameter. Very good. So I have defined the diameter, that is 1.5 centimeter. So remember, if there is a phi symbol, that means we are entering diameter. While designing your product, you will be creating a sketch. Sometimes you will enter radius, but the software will take it as a diameter. So please make sure what are those symbols and what you are entering. So we have created the sketch. Now I want to create a cut. I will exit the sketch and see. And the top face, there is a one circle, and the corresponding sketch to is created in the design manager. Left side, as you can see, there is a sketch to, and the same circle is appearing in the graphics area. What I want to do now, I want to create a cutout. I want to create a hole through this circle. So I will go to features tab, go to extrude, and I will click extrude cut. And now since there are two or three sketches, it is asking me which sketch we want. As you know, I want to create a hole, so I will select this circle, either the sketch, or if I just move, the entire circular area is highlighted. I will just select it, and as you can see, I'm not worried about these directions currently. I'm keeping it as a blind and moving throughout it, throughout the area. And if I click OK, the hole is getting created in your part. Now see, what is the important of providing proper dimensions? As you can see, we have used design intent, that our circle is exactly at the center of this rectangle. Let us try to change the dimension and see whether every time we are going to create this hole at the exactly at the center. Now you remember we created this sketch and we use the dimension 3 centimeter by 5 centimeter. I will change this dimension to 8 centimeter. What, let us say 5.5 centimeter. If I exit and if I see from the top, the circle is exactly at the center, but the cut is not throughout. Why? If I edit this cut, I can change it to true all both, and if I click OK, now the cut will be throughout every time. Don't worry about the cut, but what was the design intent? I want the whole every time at the center of the sketch. If I change this extrude dimension also, instead of 3 centimeter, if I make it 10 centimeter, click OK, still the hole is at the center. Every time hole is at the center. This is what the good design intent. So for every sketch, you have to follow design intent. If you add another feature and if you change any dimension, the design intent shouldn't change. That is called as a design intent. If it is changing, that is not correct. It is not correctly defined properly dimension. The geometric relations are not used properly. That's why you will get some errors. Like now currently we have 1 2 3 4 total 4 features, two sketch and two uh, one is extrude and extrude cut. So total 4 features, but there is nothing, no error while creating. But let us say if I change something, let us say instead of 8 in your design, let us say it wasn't 8, let us say you realize it was 7.5 and you click OK. So there shouldn't be any error in the feature tree. If there is any error, you will the error will appear in the graphics area. and then you have to dig out the error, why it was there, what's wrong in for your part. There will be a number of sketches, so you want to make sure that for every step your sketch is properly defined. Understood? Now let us start with few challenges, my dear friends. What we learn: the sketch relations, dimensions, how to add, how to apply constraints. We cover four basic sketch tools, that is point, line, how to draw rectangle and circle. Also we learn how to create construction geometry and what are one of the best practice, like two best practice we have covered so far. One is like we have to define our sketch, fully define the sketch. Second best practice is you have to create sketch, so it should have proper design intent, so that if you change any dimension there shouldn't be any error. All right, so now let us start with challenge one. Those who are having um, those who have already logged into the 3D experience platform, who have accessing through tab or through mobile or through machine, they can try to create this rectangle or triangle. Triangle has three dimensions. One is 2000 mm, 81850 mm, and 1250 mm. All the dimensions are in millimeters. Can you create it? Those who are not having access or those who are joining through mobile, don't worry. I will show you how you can complete this challenge. This is for the practice. The purpose of these sessions is to get you accelerated with X design, start working on X design, and utilize this whatever the knowledge um, in the through the sessions, and try to create your dream product. What I will do is this part, I've created something here. Now I will go to standard tab and I will save this part. So the part is now saved. What I can do now, I will close X design, and as you can see, the part that I created, it is appearing in my recent project. So this was the part that is, if I, this is my recent project. If I click it, I can open that same part which I just saved now. I can close it. Or another way, or you can just start with the new X design, and you can just open. All right. So now I will start with the second part, that is sample underscore part underscore 02. So I'm saving the part at the same location. Students and teachers who are attending this session from Dr. Kalmadi Shamrao High School. Sorry, this two couple of parts will be saved into your collaborative space. Kindly ignore the parts that is the that are, which are that will be saved on your collaborative space. All right. Now, what was our next challenge? Just create this rectangle of these dimensions. So easy, my friends. See, we have already opened the part. You know, we want to create a triangle. Select any plane. I just go like this is the front face, so I'm usually go with this plane. You can start with any plane. No worries. Now click on line. I want triangle. I'm just creating a triangle and pressing escape key. Command completed. I will go to sketch tab and start providing dimension. So now remember, all dimensions were in mm. I can just quickly change this to mm and change it. I will add this dimension as a 2000 millimeters. What was this dimension? 1250 millimeters. And what was the third dimension? The third dimension was 1850 millimeters. Select this, provide it as 1850 millimeters. Now my challenge is completed. Simple one. The size of the mobile is quite small as compared to the laptop screen, so it is little bit difficult to create or sketch or do some proper dimensions on mobile. So I recommend you should refer tab or PC laptop to create something using XDesign. Yes, we can add pipe-like structure. Yes, the dimension is in mm. We have created first challenge. Those who have completed, just go and extrude the sketch by, let us say, 100 millimeters, and tell me the surface area of this top plane. How you can check it? Go to tools, select the surface area, go to tools tab, and click on measure. Click on measure. It will measure the distances, various distances. Just create the extrude of 100 millimeters, select the top face, and give me its top area. So in my case, area is this one. Let us start with the next challenge. I will delete the sketch. What is the next challenge here? You want to create this geometry. Can you try create this geometry, extrude it by 100 mm, and give me the area of the top face? Can you create this geometry? 36. Look at the dimension. All the dimensions are now in meters, not in millimeters. So first I will change it to meters, and I have deleted the part, so you can see the error message is there. But I will click on solve. Okay. So, yeah, I will just okay. Now since I want to create this the geometry, it is a quadrilateral. One of the side is 15 meter, vertical side is 36 meter, 90-degree. That means these two sides are perpendicular to each other, 56 meter and 25 meter. So not to worry, select any face, create a sketch, activate the line command. Since this is a vertical line, then the horizontal line, see, if I select these two lines, so you can see the 90 degrees already there. These two lines are by default perpendicular to each other. So you don't need to add a 90-degree angle here. These two are already by default perpendicular to each other. Now one is 36 meter, another is 15 meter. So this is just a minute. 36 meter, horizontal is 15 meter. All right. What next? I want to join them. I have joined it. Then I have to draw a 56-meter line. So this is 56-meter line and this is 25-meter line. I will just give dimensions. See now, see, I don't want, see, here it is giving horizontal distance. I want inclined line actual dimensions, not the horizontal or vertical. So I'm making sure the dimension line and the line whose dimensions I want to give the dimensions. Those two lines are perpendicular or parallel to one another. I will click it and enter the dimension. That was 56 meter. Don't worry, your sketch may get twisted. And the second dimension was 25 meter, I guess. Was it 25? Yeah, and the second one is 56. 25 and 56. All right. So we have created the sketch, but the sketch is not as this the way it is on the graphics area. So can you find what is wrong here? Why there must be something wrong? I will try to delete this. I will move this line somewhere. 56 and 25. This is 15, this is 36, 56 and 25. So minimum distance that I can draw here, is it 25? So yeah, this is what the dimension geometry is. This is the drawing from your textbook. So the geometry should be in this way only. This is the drawing from your textbook. This is not something in XDesign. So XDesign is actually correcting you. This this kind of geometry from here 56 and here from here 25, it is not giving this dimension, this kind of geometry. It is giving actually this geometry. All right, create a extrude feature of it and give me the dimensions. If I click, I can extrude it by, let us say, 1 meter or 2 meter. I will click OK, select the top face and go to Tools tab and measure its dimension. So the area is 690 square meter. Are you getting the same area? You can try it on your own. Okay, how to make an angle? This. Okay, I will show you how to add angular dimensions. So those who have trying, you can note the area. Area is 690 square meter. I will start with the this challenge number 4, where we have some angular dimension. So as you can see, we want to create this sketch where two lines are parallel to one another, that is parallelogram. One of the dimension is 650. Let us say those are dimensions in mm. This is 1250 millimeters and the angle is 40 degrees. So what I can do, I will, let us say when you start a new part, this will be your starting point. I will create a sketch. Since now I want to create a parallelogram, do you remember when I click on rectangle command, there is another command that is parallelogram. You can click this parallelogram command. Now it is asking you to, it want 3 points. The first is the base point, the second base point, and the third point. I'm just randomly adding. So 3 points are there. Still the sketch is in blue color. Some of the parts are blue in color. Some of the parts are black in color, which means it is not fully defined. Now remember, just look how to draw, how to add angular dimension. Select first face, first edge, select second edge, and that angular dimension gets activated. Click in the graphics area. You want this dimension to be 40 degrees. You remember all the dimensions are in millimeters, so I have to change it to millimeters. What were the dimensions? The horizontal 650 and 1250. So this is 650 and horizontal as a 1250 millimeters. I will press F key, which will fix my sketch into the graphics area. Sometime when you create something, there is so much zooming happening and you are not able to find, or you are not able to view your entire part or sketch. You can just press F key. This way you can fit to graphics area. Sorry. And I will press escape key. So our parallelogram is created. I will go to features tab, click on extrude, and you can extrude it by, let us say, 500 millimeters, see, or maybe 1000 millimeters. And if I click OK, you can see your 3D geometry is created. All right, so we have, so third challenge, I will post it on community and I will ask you to complete it. And there is a challenge for you, which is that will also, I will post it on community and you will be creating this sketch and providing in the community on the community itself. You can post your answer. All right. So in the today's session, what we covered, uh, how to get started with X design, how to start with sketching, what are the various simple sketch commands that you can use to create a sketch. So I have covered line, rectangle, parallelogram, circle command. And in the next session, we will cover some advanced commands which will be helpful to create some complex sketches. Meanwhile, those who have access to X design, please start practicing now. Those who have not access to 3D experience platform, that means they will not be able to access X design. Please connect with Kundalik Khadge. I will post his email ID on the community, on the WhatsApp group also, and on the screen also. So please note his email ID. So I'm dropping it to the chat in the chat window. So this is the email ID. This is the email ID of Kundalik. Those who are having problem while accessing the 3D experience platform, that is the first step while starting your project. Everybody should have access to 3D experience platform. Kundalik has sent invitation to each school and each teacher and student who are part of this program. Those who are getting any error while accessing X design or while accessing 3D experience platform, you can drop email to Kundalik. My request is one email per school. All right. Any questions? How to add coincident relation? Let us say there is a one line here and there is a second line here. There are two lines and I want to add coincident relation between these two lines. So select one point, press Control key, select another point, release Control key, and click on coincident. That's it. How to add horizontal and parallel constraint. All right. In the same way, let us say to add parallel constraint, you want two lines. So this is one line, and I can select this edge as the second line. Pressing Control key, I'm selecting two lines, and I'm releasing it. And no, not here. Let us say I have another sketch line here. Now there are two lines. Line one, press Control key, press Control, keep Control key active, and select another line, release Control key, and you can see there are other sketch relations also. I can select parallel. This way two lines will become parallel to one another. All right, Ishant, you can add horizontal relation also. Select the line, add, select as horizontal, so the vertical, this whole line become horizontal. Since these two lines are parallel to each other, the another line has also become horizontal. If you have any query regarding X design, you can contact me. During my session, I have already shared the my email ID. For any queries related to login to 3D Experience platform while or unable to access X design or unable to access collaborative space, then only you can connect with Kundalik. What does the distance blank in the design tab mean? Where is the design tab here? Okay, so in the extrude there is a no. Where is it? Blank. Where did you see this option? Design manager. Where is distance blank? Okay. How to add a geometry, circular geometry, my friend. You can now, let us say I have exited the sketch. Select the face, activate the sketch. You can see here a circle command. Click it, add a point. and just add another endpoint that's your circle is created. Add dimensions. That this way you can create a circle. Okay, when you select a sketch in the design manager, the blank appears in that window. All right, let me see what it is. When you select a sketch, these are the different options that you can start, or you can work on this sketch. Either you can edit the sketch, you can show the dimension, or you can hide the sketch. These are the different options are here, my dear friend. Or you can extrude the sketch, you can save it as a drawing. These are the different options. For polygon, how to add polygon. So this polygon, we are going to cover that in advanced session, don't worry. When you click on polygon, again it is asking you to, first you want sketch environment active so that you can add any command in sketch entity. Click on polygon, you can enter 5, and this way you can add polygon. Like this is like 1 2 3 4 5 6 hexagon. If you want, if you increase, this will be decagon, 10 faces. Let us say, oh, it was pentagon earlier. Okay. If you select 4, it will be quadrilateral, but in that case, this is going to be just a square. If you press 3, it will be triangle. 4. So this way you can change the number of edges. Okay. How to add a circle at the center? Very nice question. You can refer the session and try it yourself. If you want, I can show you now. I will just delete these sketches or deactivate for now, and let us say I want to add the rectangle at the center of this sketch. So first I will exit the sketch, select this sketch face, create a sketch, and now I want to add center at like here you can see this is the end point, midpoint, and this is your midpoint. See how I am adding midpoints. Very nice. And then use construction geometry. This way your center point is fixed. Click circle and add it here. Add dimensions. 200 millimeters is the diameter. And when you go to features tab, you can just go and click on extrude. Even if you click extrude, there is a cut section. That way you can create a cut. And if it's a blank one, if you through all both, then if you change the geometry dimensions, it will be throughout. Understood? Yeah, I have already covered that. You can see how to add parallel mates. All right. So thank you everyone for attending the session. I'm looking forward. Um, I'm going to post some of the challenges on the community, and make sure you complete those challenges. Whatever the knowledge you learn, try to practice today itself to start practicing all the different commands I taught. And in the next session, we will see how we can do advanced sketching. What are the other commands which are there in the sketch tab? We will cover that in the next session. All right. Okay. Thank you everyone for attending the session. Uh, Enjoy your evening. Thank you.